911, operator 110. Yes, I live in Staten Island. I'm sitting out front, and this plane, I'm telling you, it's so low. It's the second time it came around. I really ain't expecting it to land in the water. I mean, it's that low. I could see the bay on bridge from my front door. And there's a fighter jet escorting it. But the second time, I have to tell you, it looks pretty low. I mean, it's banking really deeply, so I don't know what's going on with it, but I'm not one to make phone calls like this, but I was wondering if there's something wrong with this.
Ministers say the crowds on Sunday rivaled those at Christmas.
The president was one of those Americans who went to church, but he spent a lot of the time this weekend meeting with advisors at the presidential retreat Camp David. When he returned to the White House, he spoke to the media.
This crusade, this war on terrorism, is going to take a while, and the American people must be patient. I'm going to be patient. This crusade, this war on terrorism, is going to take a while, and the American people must be patient. I'm going to be patient.
This crusade, this war on terrorism, is going to take a while, and the American people must be patient. I'm going to be patient.
This war on terrorism is going to take a while, and the American people must be patient. I'm going to be patient.
Oh my God, so both towers are now.
I got an aircraft.
Cut of the incision into the building is sideways, so the plane was slightly on its side, and that's why it made me think maybe it was in distress. But then when it obviously hit, there was almost no doubt that it was intentional. I dropped the phone, and my arms dropped to my side, and I just heard everybody in the office say, "Get out, get out!" And then it was when I was heading down on 27, just about 27. Didn't hear an explosion. All of a sudden, the staircase moved and a crack in the wall appeared, maybe about 6 or 8 inches. I kept on looking at the numbers coming down the stairwell, 15, 14, counting, and then I actually thought, all right, I can make it. And when I got out, I looked like I've never seen war up close, but today I have.
I said, that's going to go down like the first one. And it came down, and it was just this sound, this rumble, and this mass cloud coming at us. It was intense.
At that point, we decided just to get out of there. People were just going crazy at that point, evacuating.
Everybody go straight. This ambulance is about 100 feet ahead.
Evacuating this part of Manhattan. Clear out of here now. Folks, We are evacuating this part of Manhattan. Get out of here now. Let's go, folks. Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
How are people getting off the island right now?
Right now, they're walking. A lot of people are getting up to the bridges, and they're walking over the 59th Street Bridge. They're walking over the Brooklyn Bridge.
Long Island Railroad, limited service. New Jersey, if you want to get to New Jersey, folks, you have to go to 34th and 11th at the Jacob Javits Center. They will assist you getting to New Jersey. Long Island Railroad, limited service, city subways, not working.
There are some who believe the events of September the 11th, 2001 were planned and executed by Zionist members of the governments from the United States, Israel, and others, through collusion with the CIA, Mossad, and other global intelligence agencies, and that there were no Muslims involved. The false flag event was employed to overthrow and/or destabilize legitimate governments in the Middle East and South Asia.
شو اسمك عمو؟ وين أبوك؟ وين؟ وين مات؟ شنو متريقة متغدية متعشية؟
After 9/11, about 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who had used to work for me, and one of the generals called me in. He said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we got a good military and we can take down governments. And he said, I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail. So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, are we still going to war with Iraq? And he said, oh, it's worse than that. He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper. He said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today. And he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran. I said, is it classified? He said, yes, sir. I said, well, don't show it to me. And I saw him a year or so ago, and I said, you remember that? He said, sir, I didn't show you that memo. I didn't show it to you.